Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be using my fake hand to do this beautiful winter scene look. I'm doing it as a subscriber requested it, so let me know what you think. I'm going to be using this gorgeous ModelOnes kit. It is a cat eye gel kit. And while I show you what is in this gorgeous kit, I want to remind you to hit subscribe and the notification bell so that you never miss out on a video. So this is the kit, and it comes with the little magnet, the two cat eye gels, a black gel, and the top and base, and a matte top as well. I'll just be using the one cat eye gel and the black gel polish. But before getting into that, I am going to prep the nails. So I am using a sanding band on my Burano portable e-file. Of course, everything I'm using today will be linked in the description below. I highly recommend this drill. I like it a lot. As you saw, it said P99. That was the battery level, and it was fully charged when I got it. I've had this for, I think, 3 weeks now, and I haven't charged it at all. It's been at 99% the entire time I've had it, and it's supposed to hold a charge for 10 hours, but I've used it for probably 4-ish hours, and it's still at 99%. It's pretty incredible. I'm pretty impressed. So it's great. So it'll be linked down below. So basically, I buffed the nails, clipped off the tips with my tip cutters, shaped them, and then cleansed them with some alcohol and a nail brush. And now I'm just sizing some tips. I'm going to use Mia's Secret glue to adhere the tips. And you'll see I'm just buffing the tips before I put them on so that they have better adhesion. But when I do go and apply the glue, you'll see some spots that are kind of not adhered perfectly, which I don't mind because this is just my practice hand. So the nails don't fit quite the same as they would on natural nails. I use these on myself as well, and they do, they fit better on natural nails. If you guys hear any coughing in the background, my daughter is homesick from school. She's been homesick all week, my poor little bug. And so she's coughing. So that's what you're hearing if you hear it. So anyways, so I'm just using my sanding band again and buffing up the nails so that the gel polish will adhere really well to them. And then, of course, cleansing them with alcohol once again. And this is the black gel polish by ModelOnes. This polish is like super creamy, super pigmented. I was really impressed with it. Definitely going to be using it some more. I love ModelOnes, guys. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, I've done a lot of videos with them recently, and I do want to thank them because this kit was sent to me. But regardless of products being sent to me, I will always tell you guys my opinion. Basically, if I don't like it, I'm not going to use it in a video. So if it's in a video, it's because I like it. And that's why I have so many ModelOnes videos, because I freaking love the brand. There has not been a ModelOnes product that I've tried that I did not like. So I recommend them. I'm trying to get a discount code for you guys on their products. I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm waiting on a response. So if I get one, it will be linked in the description box below, along with all of my discount codes. Okay, so back to what I'm doing. I am applying the cat eye gel, and then for that first nail, I just held the magnet over the entire nail, and it just creates that cat eye line. I did that on the pointer and the middle finger, and then on the ring finger, I didn't use the magnet. I just left it plain and cured it. And then on the pinky, I'm just using the magnet right at the tip of the nail to create some black depth along the tip. And I am flash curing for 15 seconds in between each nail. So for the thumb, I am using the rounded end of the magnet and creating a kind of swish S shape on the cat eye. Okay, so Now I'm just top coating all of this, and then I will give that a 60-second cure before moving into my design. Look at those colors, guys. Oh my gosh, this gel is so pretty. It is gorgeous. I love it. Okay, so getting into my design, I'm going to be using this tiny little detail brush by McCart. Just a generic brush. And then I've got my Edelweiss or Edelweiss. It's my white gel polish by ModelOnes. Super, super pigmented. And I'm mixing it with some top coat. I've got 2 dots here because one of them I'm going to mix with 1 drop of top coat, and one of them I'm going to mix with 2 drops of top coat because I want one to be more sheared and one to be a little bit more pigmented. And then I'll also be using some potted gel paints afterward. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out by using a eyeshadow applicator and just dabbing this onto the nail. This is going to create a snowy textured type of look. So I'm dabbing back and forth between the less pigmented one and the more pigmented one. So after each nail, again, I'm just flash curing for 10 seconds this time, just because it's such a sheer application. It doesn't need to be flash cured for as long. So I'm going to do the first layer, and then I will fully cure them for, I do 45 seconds because 60 seconds isn't really needed because it's such a sheer application. And then I will add in a little bit more. But when you add in the second parts, you don't want to apply it everywhere. You just want to apply it a little bit more sporadically. This creates a lot of depth, and it almost makes it look like there's hills and paths in between the little snowy banks. So just try to make it look a bit organic. So now I am using my flat brush, and I'm using the more watered down version of the gel polish, and I'm creating some tree shapes. You do not want this to be perfect looking. You want it to be very organic, just more of a silhouette, because if you try to make it perfect and you try to draw every branch, it's not going to look realistic. But if you just kind of go in and dab around in this kind of triangular shape where, you know, like the bottom branches are the biggest and then they work up to the smallest on top, then you'll get a much more organic, natural looking tree. So if you noticed on this one, I started with the top dot and then I worked my way up, and that is because it helps me to know where my center point is going to be so I can line it up better. And then what I'm doing now is I mixed up some more of that more pigmented shade of the white, and I'm adding in some kind of highlighted areas on the tree. Again, you do not want this to be everywhere. You want it to be more sporadic, more organic, so that you can see some highlights. And then I'm also using that on the same flat brush and just creating a little bit more highlights onto the snowy banks. So take a look at some pictures of some paintings or some silhouettes of snowy scenes, and you'll see exactly what it is that I'm going for here. So once I've got all that laid out and then cured for 60 seconds, I am now using my potted gel paints, and I'm going to create more highlights, but these are going to be even smaller. So I'm just creating some kind of swooped effects so that you can see the kind of insinuated snow on the trees. So on the bigger trees, I'm creating kind of swoops, and on the smaller trees, I'm creating more like lines along the tops of the branches, because snow would sit on the tops of the branches. But on the bigger trees, to me, it looks better with like the little swoops. So do it however you want, however it looks best to you. I do wish I would have done some more that had the lines on top of the branches, just because, like I said, snow sits on top of the branches, but I still was really, really happy with how this set turned out. So however you want to do it will be fine, as long as you don't overdo it. So this bright white needs to be very minimal. Otherwise, it's, again, going to be overworked and it won't look real. So in addition to putting the snow on the trees, I just create kind of like swooshes on the tops of the snowy banks. So you can kind of see I'm just following the shape. And oh my gosh, I am so sorry. When I was doing this pinky nail, holy cow, guys, my hair kept getting in the way. It was so frustrating. I bent forward to see, like, it's like totally in the way, but hopefully you can still see what I'm doing here. I left this in because you can see through the little wispy hairs. So basically, I had to lean in so I could see what I was doing, and my hair was blowing in the fan and got in the way, and I'm so sorry. I had my hair up too. It was just my like bangs that were down, and frustrating. Anyways, after I did the base of the moon, or like the moon shape with my potted gel paints, I cured that for 30 seconds, and then I took my watered down gel polish and did a kind of silhouette around the moon to make it look like it had like a glowing effect. And I didn't like adding the glow into the center. It just didn't look like the right shape to me, so I just dabbed that off and left it out. Okay, so this is the thumb, just finishing up adding the little swoopies on the tree and the snowbanks. The thumb and the pinky were my favorite nails. Like, I loved how the shape of the tree turned out on the thumb. I liked the way the pinky looked. Like, those were my favorite. Let me know which ones are your guys' favorite in the ends, because I'd like to know. I think that the thumb, the way I did that S-shaped cat eye with the circles, with the circle magnet, I think that created a perfect background for my my snowy scene. Okay, so now I am using a silver potted gel paint, and I'm going right on top of all of the little white highlights, or like right above, not on top, but above where I put the little white highlights. And then I'm just dotting around to make some little snow flakes or stars, whichever you want them to be. I mean, it looks pretty. I didn't do this on all the nails, I just did it on a couple. My family don't suffer, fools glad they know. Do we kiss and lie in bed? So you can see I'm just kind of crisscrossing the snowbanks, one going one way, one going the other, just so it has some variation. That nail looked really cool. I liked the way that the snowbanks turned out. It really looks like a pathway through the snow leading back into the forest. Like, that one looked really cool. And this is really easy to do, guys. It may look difficult, but it's so simple. Like, honestly, give it a try. Super easy. Also, if you don't have any cat eye gels, you can use whatever you want. You can use a solid background. You could use a glitter background. You could do a glitter ombre on top of some black. That would be beautiful. Whatever you want. It's all going to look pretty because the background is just, it's just exactly that. It's the background. It's the setting for the scene. So use whatever you've got. You don't need to buy anything new. Whatever you have will work. And if you don't have potted gel paints to do those extreme highlights, just use some of the straight white polish instead of watering it down, and you'll be good to go. I just wanted to use the potted gel paints because I had just bought them and I wanted to use them. And I liked adding the little silver bits because it kind of ended up being like sparkles on the snow. Really, it would have been nicer if I would have sprinkled some glitter over top of the white highlights with the potted gel paints. If I would have just, before curing, sprinkled some glitter on top. But I didn't feel like getting up to get my glitter. So I just added in the silver. And I think it turned out beautiful. So I'm just giving it a final top coat, and then I'll cure it for 60 seconds. And the set will be complete. So pretty. I love it. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that cat eye. That looks like the northern lights going through the sky to me. Like, oh my gosh, so pretty. Let me know what you guys think down below, though. I would love to hear your thoughts on this set. Would you have done it any differently? Let me know down below. And of course, if you have any questions, suggestions, or requests for different sets, let me know down below. I love to hear from you guys. I do always do my best to fulfill my subscriber requests, just like I'm doing this set for a subscriber request. So if you got them, hit me up, let me know, and I'll get it done for ya. Here's the way the cat eye looked in a different lighting. So pretty. I love the way they change. Please make sure to hit like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye!